You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 WAKP. Your unity in the community station.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Victorious 89.1 WAKP.
Yeah, you listen to the sounds of DJ 440 here right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, let's gripe, baby.
Driving home and you're feeling kind of tired. Hey, radio play the same thing every day. So you need a little switch in your life. Traffic got you jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. Wednesday, 7 to 9, you need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hype, but one good listen tonight, it might change your life. So what's the name of the show? When you need something to just ride to on the go. Or you might be home, so log on. You can even dial in on your phone. I promise that you're gonna love it. Just try it one time, it'll blow your mind. Now I'ma say it just one more time. Every Wednesday from 7 to 9. Let's gripe. Let's gripe.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Wednesday, March 16th. Guys, what are you saying? Are we in March 16 already?
March Madness. Yes, we are. Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
What up, everybody?
Hey, we got some things to talk about. Are we skipping the gripe? So if you got a gripe, let's get it out the way because we got to jump into what we got to jump into.
Well, I'll go ahead with my gripe. It's just real brief. So today I was on my time management plan and I said, okay, I can go run an errand before Let's Gripe. So I dart out and something said when I looked at the sky when I got out that I said, it looks mighty dark over there. So I'm in the store and I'm looking at my watch like I've been in here too many minutes. And as soon as I get outside, the floodgates of heaven, they open up and they pour me out a blessing in the form of rain. Talking about drenched, not just a little bit wet.
Is that why you got on your hat tonight?
I mean, I have my fro out, but it needs a little bit of work right now. So, but I like the rain, so I'm not really complaining about the rain. It's just getting caught in the rain is a different situation. So if you're out there and you get caught in the rain, I mean, you know what I did? I just slowed down. I said, you know what? I'm already wet. Let me just slow down and enjoy the rain. And that's exactly what I did.
It felt good, didn't it?
It really did feel good. So I enjoyed it.
That's awesome. You know, they say rain is blessing. So let the blessings come on in. It is March 16. You know, just make sure you take your vitamin C though. You don't catch a little spring cold. That's it. That's it. You know, Marcus, you want to get into anything?
No, I'm good on the gripes, man. I'm feeling pretty good. So,
all right. So we're gonna start out the show by saying our condolences to the Braxton family. Tracy Braxton, she was one of my favorite on the show. She's like the middle, but really not the middle, but the second oldest. So she kind of reminded me of me. She did pass away over the weekend from the regular streetway throat cancer. She was 50 years old, you know, young, but, you know, we definitely send our condolences to her and her family. She was a grandmother, mother, wife, sister, aunt, etc. So it's always hard when you lose someone, but especially when it's celebrities, it's kind of like harder, like, yo, I watched them growing up or whatever. So definitely. And also, so anyone that lost any family members, one of my friend, her daughter lost her grandmother-in-law a few nights, I think over the weekend as well. So our condolences to the family. So anyone that is going through any loss, we do send our condolences to you and your family. Again, we say it every week, we just have to live life to the fullest and just love each other, love on each other as much as we can. Guys, you guys want to add anything to that before we move on?
Yeah, I just want to say, just keep out. There were a couple of other deaths that were reported to me, some coworker friends. One of them was a suicide, so we've talked about that before. And another one was a family member, a niece. And so it's just, life is precious. And so we just have to remember, we gripe it up here so we can get things out, but we always wrap it up with love. And so make sure you love on the people that are close to you and reach out to people that you haven't chatted with in a minute, because you never know when, their turn to not be with us anymore is going to be here. So we just want to send warm hugs and prayers and thoughts out to, our Let's Gripe family, and just stay blessed.
Yeah, you guys said a lot. Again, my condolences to the Braxton family, to the families, any family that's lost someone, especially due to cancer, which seems to be one of the things that when you talk about celebrities or folk like us, regular folk like us, so to speak. It's definitely one of the things that people pass from, family members and lose family members, and it's a fight for a lot of them. And shout out to the family members that are right by their side during those challenges. We pray for strength for those family members that have lost someone to cancer.
Yeah, so again, from the powerhouseradio.com and 89.1 FM, Victorious Radio, we do send our condolences out to everyone that has lost a family member. And just remember, keep up the fight. Whatever you're fighting, whatever you're going through, just fight to the end. It's always a good fight. And when someone passed, it doesn't mean that they lost the fight. It doesn't mean that. It just means that it was just their time. We have to look at all of that. So of course, we have to get into where we left off last week. Okay, so we was talking about the bank situation. Anyone want to recap that real quick? What we was talking about it with the Wakanda producer.
Yeah. He went to the bank teller, right? And wrote a note.
Right. So, of course, I had to pull back the racist card and all that. But guess what? You know what? I'm about to say I don't like the news sometimes. Because see, they only give you piece of things. They gave us piece of it. They said that he got arrested. He was in handcuffs because he passed the note to the teller and, trying to be discreet because he didn't want people to know how much money he wanted. But they didn't say all of it until after, we was griping it up on Let's Gripe. Maybe they heard us or whatever they need. Let's put it out because, a lot of people think that it went this way. Well, the actual way it did go, this man, now we got to say his name. So let me go on and get his name again. Let me see. Hold on. I should have been ready. So it's Ryan Coogler, Coogler. He did go to the bank. He did pass a note on the back of the deposit slip. He did write how much money he would like, and he wants to keep it low. However, he also put his debit card in the machine. He swiped his debit card, and he also gave his ID along with that note, guys. However, the black teller was reluctant because his driver's license had a California ID. When she called 911, The 911 operator had to ask her, did he give you an ID? You said he gave you, yes. And he put his debit card in along with his PIN, yes. But I'm just not comfortable. Do he have a gun?
You don't need one.
No,
You gotta know
not that I know of. So even the 911 teller had to kind of drag it out her like and saying, huh? So he put his debit card in. He typed in his PIN. He gave you that note that saying how much he wanted, and he wanted to do it discreetly. And he gave you his ID. His ID. Yes. Okay. So we're going to stop right there, y'all. I apologize. I apologize for getting on him saying that he set himself up. He didn't set himself up. My true feelings about it now is that teller, because you could tell she sounded a little young and, you know, apparently she's pregnant and everything. Is it that you think a black person can't have that kind of money?
Okay, just remind me how much money it was, though.
It was 12,000. Not 12 million. 12,000. Some folks who don't even work get it on their tax return.
No. For her, she's a bank teller, so she has to see people withdraw. And this is Bank of America, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. They see buku money all the time.
I'm saying maybe because he black.
I'm just saying I counted that much money when I worked at Publix 100 years ago, like $12,000.
I think she panicked. She probably watched too many movies.
I think she was new. I think she was probably new.
Because he did something out of the ordinary, which is what people don't normally do. When you hand in a slip, you write in the places that you're supposed to write, you write the number of how much money you want. He deviated from that, and she panicked.
Okay, you could call it what you want to call it, but another teller at the bank says he does that all the time.
Not to her.
That's what I'm saying. She got to be new. But of course, she did go to the manager, and from whatever she relayed to the manager told her call 911, which the manager should have went over there first and kind of took over to see exactly what was going on. Because remember, that's what I was saying last week. When you don't even need a deposit slip anymore. You go, you put your debit card in your PIN, and you give them your ID. You say you want to withdraw whatever. Pretty much, you're gonna get it. But she was nervous. What's she nervous about? Because his ID said California. I was in New Jersey and I went to the ATM and I had to take some money out and I did all that stuff at the teller. And that's a Georgia ID on it. Marcus, no. That must be your cousin. Because it is here in Atlanta.
You still trying to excuse the fact that bro did something out of the ordinary. And
not to that bank. They said he's used to doing it, but I guess he learned his lesson out. But guess what? He has said that he forgiven them. Bank of America made it up. So probably what they have done, this is my speculation, y'all, because you know I'm always speculating. I'm trying to always read behind the scene. What I think what happened was they gave him a dedicated number. When you come into the branch, it's going to dial in and you know, tell us what you want. We're gonna put you in the, you know, we're gonna bring you on the side door. We're gonna bring you in the, you know, the accounts manager office. You don't even have to see a teller no more. I think that's what they did, and I think that's gonna be nationwide. So anywhere he goes, Zimbabwe, I think he won't have that problem no more. I think that was the solution since he said that they made it right, and I think that's what they did.
I mean, I'm sure they made it right because he said they did. And the way publicity and marketing is set up these days, we always want to immediately correct these things because the way we've talked about cancel culture in the past, you know, we're quick to jump on something and say, Bank of America, oh, pull your money out. Let's go over here to Nations, or let's go over here to state, or let's go somewhere else to put our money, region, somewhere. Yeah, because I bank with Bank of America, so I was watching real closely, but I don't have to. You know what I mean? I don't have to bank with them. I have choices, and it's nothing but changing the route number on my direct deposit, you know, and having the funds allocated electronically. Like, it's not complicated to withdraw money these days. You don't even have to go to the bank. if you can do all that online, I can close my account online. So I was paying attention to make sure that they handled this, in a manner that was appropriate. And we appreciate corporate America for responding appropriately and apologizing where an apology was due and retraining, because I'm sure there was some retraining that occurred. There was some Microsoft Team or Zoom meeting that you had to log into to familiarize yourself with, how to handle guests and guest services. There was some customer service training that happened, over the past week, whether it was a 30-minute session or a reminder to go look here in your HR web portal where you log in and you take that web-based training. So I'm sure there was a lot of that happened over the past week. There was some internal memo that went out. People were reminded that we work with the public and we need to treat each person with dignity and respect, and may not make assumptions based upon our level of comfort. Just review the facts. The facts are you have an ID. The fact is you put your debit card in there. The fact is you put in the correct PIN number and you ask for a certain amount of money. We're going to stay with the facts and remove your biases and your level of discomfort when there's no reason to do so because the facts support that he had access to this money. Please govern yourselves accordingly.
And I think if Bank of America is listening, if you need a consultant, McKenna, I think she can offer her services. I'm just saying, because you said that very well, McKenna. You did. So
I
again,
just really feel like companies and people need to get it right. Like every day you read an article about somebody who's tripping over words and they have to turn around and apologize. I mean, how many apologies are Venus and Serena Williams going to get? Somebody else is out there messing up their name and talking out of turn and had to turn around and, issue a statement for an apology, for insinuating that, they didn't work as hard as they did and blah, blah, blah. I just think it comes to a place is that when is this piece going to be over? When are people going to, I won't even say treat other people the way they want to be treated because some people don't want to be treated well. I would just say sometimes if you're in the public eye and you're on a microphone or you're in a studio and you're saying something out loud. Now I get it, people make mistakes and we have to be educated and sometimes people have to tap you on the shoulder and say, you know how that sounded when you said so-and-so, maybe you didn't mean it that way, but go back and review the tape. So I appreciate people coming back and issuing these statements. They have great publicists that will write the statement for them because you don't have to do it yourself. Somebody in your PR team is going to say, don't worry about it, I'm going to write up the statement. You read it and you publish it, put it on Twitter, and the matter is resolved. But I still think that we are evolving in this place of paying attention to what we say, especially when we are on a podium or on a platform. Even Sister Kardashian the other week, what did she tell women they needed to do?
They need to get up off their
and do what?
And get a job and work.
Who was she talking to?
I mean, not because she got up off her knee or her back. I'm just saying.
But who was she addressing? Was she saying that women are lazy and we don't work and we need to get up and work?
I think she was making a statement to folks. I think so. And I think a lot of African American celebrities, they did take it offensive. A lot of people was like, oh, hold up. She got a big backlash from our community because of what she said and how she said it. I get it. You got famous because your mother and you leaked the tape and then you took it and you ran with it. We're not mad at you. But, a lot of us are, hardworking. We not on that, we doing what we need to do. So leave us alone.
I see you over there cracking up. I really see you cracking up. Go ahead and chime in, sir. I see you over there cracking up, though. For real.
I'm just saying.
No. I think it's. I was just laughing at Tony, what Tony was saying about the whole situation. I quickly, I think I skimmed through something maybe on social media about it. I just don't buy into anything that she says. I guess she could. I guess people do because she has a big platform. But I don't follow her. Don't listen to her or her husband for any kind of advice or whatever they are. I don't listen to neither one of them on anything. So
I think she made that statement because she would like us to take her serious with her law degree.
I mean, she could practice law, right?
Yeah, I think she passed the baby bar. She passed one of it.
Did you say the baby bar? She passed. Did you say she passed the baby bar? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because she was having a problem passing something. Yeah, so I don't know if this is the official bar she passed. Yeah,
I'm with MG. I didn't watch Keeping Up with the whatever the show was and the spinoff to that one. I'm not a Kim K hater, but I don't follow her. And I think that, at times people say things to stay relevant and to keep their 15 minutes of fame going. And there's always something that's keeping them in this spotlight, in this limelight. Even Ye, who used to be Kanye, I still feel that some of that is what I call attention-seeking behavior. You just do things to seek attention because you know that's what you're going to get. And it does exactly what it's supposed to do.
But you know what? I don't mean to cut you, but actually when you said that, because E had, they had ended their long run on E, Keeping Up with the K, those people. However, they went over to, what is it? Hula? What is it? Am I saying it right?
Hulu.
They went over there. So and I think they were showing a trailer. You're right. That is actually what, and they ran with it. The folks, of course, took it and ran with it, and of course, it hit the social media, Shade Room, Ball Alert, and so forth. So everyone was talking about it. You're right. And guess what? We always playing into that, ain't that something?
I mean, if we didn't learn from that former president that we had, that if you don't fan the flames and respond, I mean, I said from not day one, but about day 22, I said, if you stop talking about him, he's going to implode because he's attention seeking. And nobody would listen. All they did was make it bigger and bigger because now every 5 minutes they are reporting and commentating on something he did or misspoke. Somebody fact checked him. Stop fact checking him. We know it's not correct. Like, we understand this. Like, stop it. Like, don't. We understand that geography is not his area of expertise. World leaders is not his area of expertise. The Constitution is not under his area of expertise. Like, we understand that there was some fundamental lack in the understanding the process of government. We got that. It didn't take us very long to discern that. But I think that sometimes we add momentum to things that would really just run its course, but because there's always an eye on it or somebody re-reporting it. But it was interesting. I was watching a interview, and it was, I forgot his name. He was an old school journalist, and his name is going to come to me. And he said that when he reported the news, it was important that what you reported was based on facts. He said now he's very disheartened. He barely watches the news because it's all about numbers, and it's about how many people are watching you. And so it's not truth or fact based. That's not necessarily the priority in journalism. It's really about ratings and how much money, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, MSN, CNN can make. And so he was saying that the journalistic ethic to it has somewhat evaporated and has evolved because of the attention that the stations are playing on ratings, and that ratings are primary versus truth and facts. Because you can always, recant a story later, but once you have the ratings, you have the attention and you're making the money. So there's something to be said about that. And it goes back to what you said, Tonya, about they don't always report everything that happened. No, they just report enough so that people can have a conversation about it and they can get.
I think we lost McKenna for a minute. She froze for a second, so hopefully she'll be able to come back and finish her statement. But I pretty much can finish it for her. Basically, what she was saying is that they pretty much get you to talk about it or maybe to watch later on, little by little. So I guess we got to get the facts first before we start to make assumptions. So she's back.
My internet froze.
Okay, because yes, are you having shower over there? We
Yes,
had
my
some shower.
internet is like in and out.
Yeah, we had that as well over here. All right. So also there was something in the news. What you guys think about Jesse Smollett sentencing? Who want to go first?
Is this where I say wonk or wah wah? Is it? I mean, first of all, anybody who knows me very well knows how I feel about whining. And then I'm going to say whining men. Because babies and old people, I got you. Right? You under 13 or over 65, I have some empathy, some compassion.
So what you saying? He remind you of R. Kelly when he was in the interview with Gayle King, and he was like, "I did not do that."
Nah, because his charges were serious. He was supposed to cry.
Right. I agree with MG on that. He was supposed to, like try to pull the cord. Like, I didn't do it. Like, I didn't do it.
So he was supposed to cry. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was supposed to do whatever it took.
So you mean so Jesse he shouldn't
Jesse
have.
he went to theatrical school on me. He was drama 101. He was a thespian, drama 101, and he was like, I am not mentally ill, and if something happens to me, I didn't do it to myself. I felt this was a soap opera. Y'all remember soap operas? Days of Our Lives, One Life to Live, All My Children. He was reading the script.
I was shocked when I saw that clip. I was like, what? I was totally in shock. I said, no way. And like you said, it was pretty much whining. It's pretty much trying to get people to feel sorry for him. Wow. I didn't even expect her to jump there first. I thought we was going to go to the sentencing first.
I mean, it's the same thing, though.
Well, we had to rewind. We had to rewind because that part is very important. How he presented himself and responded to the court. Now, in fairness, they did do the verdict backwards because I think they said you're going to get 6 months probation, and then they said something about the 50 days or whatever, however many days in jail. So they did do that in the reverse order. You're supposed to, proper practice would be to say the amount of jail time first and then the probation piece at the end. So I get, they said it out of order, which probably made him think out of order. And his response came from his prepared statement that he had already practiced in the mirror on his way to court.
Now, Tony, you were talking about the sentencing. I did read a little bit about that. So there are people out there saying, well, you know what? That's too much time to be giving him. Is that what's going on?
Yes, I just feel that he could have gotten 5 years of probation. Give him 5 years. Punishment, 5 years, and he could have got 6 months house arrest.
How many days did he get? Was it 50 days?
50 days in jail.
Okay.
Almost 6 months.
Do you realize what he did though?
Okay, we could have this discussion all night. I don't believe he did all what they said he did. I think it's a lot more backstory to that. I think he was being blackmailed. And
so which part do you believe he did?
Right.
Paid the man, but I think he paid them for something else. I think he paid them for sex. That's my opinion. I think he was blackmailed.
So he was blackmailed into saying some people jumped on him?
As far as he was blackmailed because of the stuff that he did behind closed door. But so then I think that he was set up.
So you believe that he was jumped on by some people?
No, by the black men. The black men them did it.
Okay. So you believe that really happened?
Yes. But they did that for other reasons.
Okay, right. So, but you do know the reason why he's getting sentenced is that
right, because of the manpower that they had to take out to look for this heinous hate crime and the nuisance. I think he was just trying to not really. I think he tried to cover up, so those guys couldn't be caught because of some things that he didn't want to get out. So he kind of made up that story at that part. But I think it's a lot more backstory to it. However, he was found guilty, so I'm okay. I'm gonna have to accept the guilty charge and his found in guilty verdict. However, he's not a danger to society.
Hold on. Let me get this thing situated, right? See, we have, you got to understand the climate in this country right now, or even at that time too. We had all these people, a little bit later, maybe George Floyd, the Sandra Bland's of the world, and I'm probably forgetting a lot of names. I don't want to go through the whole name of people, right, that are dying in the hands of what we believe racially profiling of white officers who are killing black people, right? We have those who we believe are facts of them dying because of that. And you have this guy who comes along because of whatever trouble he gets into. It's almost like the woman who said she's been raped by a man and it was really consensual sex. So I don't feel no type of way about him personally. I don't know him, whatnot. But I feel like if you do those type of things in the climate that we're in, you serve your time. You have to, because we can't go preach and protesting about what they're doing when you have people who are giving these false claims to the movement that we're trying to move forward. So as black people, we should want him to be sentenced to learn his lesson about what he tried to do. He tried to jump in on something that people are dying for, literally on a daily basis, tried to jump in on that to receive sympathy from it, or to further corroborate the story that didn't happen, or to sweep under the rug with the real story. So for me, it's one of those things like, bro, you serve your time, because we have all these real situations going on, and you out here, and then you had all these people, these resources of people that have come to your aid of protesting. How could they do this? And people are really ready to stand up for you. Important people who are risking their lives, people that are risking their jobs to come up and stand up for you, and all to find out that it's a lie. You know what I mean? It damages the movement, because what people are trying to fight for, it severely damages. So when he gets sentenced to, I think it's like 150 days. That's 150 days. We have to start taking accountability for the things that we kind of, that we, I don't say mess up in life, but the mistakes that we make.
And I agree 100%. One of our listeners, a good friend of mine, just texted me and said, Jesse is guilty of sin. Okay. She said he is guilty of sin. I talked to a friend of mine, another good friend of mine. We had this conversation even earlier and over the weekend. And I was just sharing I was just saying his sentence was, harsh. And, of course, they all were saying, and pretty much, Marcus, you said exactly what my girlfriend said over the weekend. She said he do the time, the crime, he do the time. And I agree. I just believe that the time that he's going in jail for is harsh. I do. That's the part. It's not even about what I feel that it was. He kind of was set up my little personal little thing over on this side, but he was found guilty. So we're gonna have to respect the justice system. I felt that they did not have to give him those amount of time, days, weeks, or months in jail.
And I think it also speaks to another point. When we feel like we know the person, or we feel connected to the person, or, we have sympathy for the person, sometimes it colors our judgment about what the penalty for their crime or their misgiving should be. I mean, clearly you have a person who was found guilty on 5 counts of felony charge, and he only got 150 days. For this crime. And to put it in the context that MG mentioned, during this time where people are protesting civil injustice, racism, homophobic injustice, women injustices against women, and you have an actor who has a platform, who has millions of young viewers who watch him every week, on Empire and other things, for him to come out and disrespect the progress that's being made by creating a situation where he's basically lying about something that did not happen. You have access to resources. So if you're out here doing something that you don't want other people to know about, I won't even say you don't have any business, because we do what we want to do. And there are other ways to handle it. Use your other resources to do something like that. But for you to come up with this scheme makes me believe that this isn't the first time that you've done something like this, that you lied on somebody, or that you misrepresented the truth, or that you run from a mistake or incident that has happened to you and try to cover it up with some drama. This drama that you created was made for TV, and guess what? It played itself out on TV. It did exactly what you do in your professional career. It played itself out on TV, and we watched it. And TNT, We Know Drama, we just saw you go through this whole dramatic episode of Law and Order right here in front of our eyes. And you know what? Law and Order is going to write an episode about this, and it's going to say this is based on the actual character. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
And so you know what? You're gonna have to let us know so we can tune in, or we can go back to the DVR. Listen, one of our listeners says a crime is a crime, no matter what. He set himself up as far as, let me see. It says, as far as I'm concerned, and Marcus was right on the spot with R. Kelly. He had to cry.
You didn't have a choice.
No, not at all.
Well, y'all, this is Let's Gripe. I'm TONIA, that's McKenna, and we got Marcus G. We all have our own opinions. We are here to agree and to disagree. And like I said, he got sentenced, so he got to do the time. However, I felt it was he and I both felt, because I guess it's just me and him. Just he and I, we felt that it was a little harsh. Because see, what the thing is though, and what I'm pissed off with him with this whole situation, and other Black people who does it, you can't do what you see other people do and get away with it.
Well, I have a question.
Just like 45, like he said, he just grabbed the, and you can't do that, Marcus. You can't go grab nobody, nothing, and be still walking around here talking about it and then talking about it's a locker room talk. You understand what I'm saying? So I need Black people to understand that we can't do what we see the other race, the European folks, because we're not the same. We're not cut out the same. So we got to do different.
Really quickly, guys. I just received a CNN update that said he will be released from jail pending an appeal of his conviction. So they still working on it. They say he shall be released from custody. Of course, posting a personal recognition bond in the amount of $150,000. So I guess
this is the commercial in Law and Order where we go to commercial and the lawyers are working to get him out of jail. We're right at the 30-minute mark in the show. This is exactly where we are because it's all drama, right? So he whined the river, he garnered some support. His followers were like, give us free. Give us free. Call Reverend Al and them, give us free. I'm just saying.
I really, I know he had to learn something, but I hope other people learn. It doesn't make sense to do things like that. His career is over. There's no one in this industry that is ever gonna.
He's gonna be on Hulu or Netflix. Somebody listen.
You think so?
25 minutes from now, we're not gonna remember this story. So next year sometime, he's going to start out in a small role, in a cameo, a little small role, and then he'll be on a Netflix show somewhere, Amazon Prime show. He'll make his way back.
Okay, so Madonna said he's being released from jail pending an appeal of his conviction. So they're letting him out for now. So also Kim, she also sent me a message. She says that if he was blackmailed and he paid $3,500, why call the police? He forgot police are smarter than actors.
Oh, y'all wildin'.
Right. We could go to
guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in, chiming in. This is why we're able to have the conversation even further. Right now, it's just one of those things that I'm not totally saying that he shouldn't have gotten sentenced and found guilty. I was just saying as far as the more harshness of it. And then when we see other crimes, you know, they get probation, and that's even for killing someone.
So I understand your point, Tonya, that the justice system is not equitable. It's not equitable. There's nothing equitable about the justice system. You have young men who rape women in college and get probation. We understand this. You have a man driving down the street getting pulled over, you know, with his hands on his steering wheel and end up some kind of way getting shot. So there's nothing equitable about the justice system. And I think it speaks to your point that we as minorities, Black and brown people, we're always on edge, and we always are critical to say, we know we have to act a certain way and we can't do what other people do because of the way the justice system treats Black and brown people. That's the larger picture here. And so back to the original point, we know we're in this movement where we're bringing attention to the fact that there's lots of injustices that are continuing to happen. We're not in the 60s, we're not in the 70s, we're in 2020s. And there are still people who have been institutionalized, from the cops to corporate America, to Hollywood, to portray us in a certain way. And so we have to be mindful to make sure that we are doing our part not to contribute to the problem.
You said that right. So we're going to take a station break to 89.1 and the Powerhouse Radio. We'll be right back with our conversation. Stay tuned.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 WAKP. Your unity in the community station.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the
You're on mute.
I'm talking to myself. I'm so sorry. Thank you for tuning in to 89.1 and the powerhouseradio.com. So the listener before we went on break actually sent a message saying he deserved what he gets for being a filthy liar. So, okay. So that is it on Jesse. He's a filthy liar. He deserved, like Marcus said, it's just me and him, the one who, you know, fought for this, you know, for him to be released from prison until he get an appeal. Just he and I. Okay, I didn't say he did anything right or he was not wrong. I'm just saying that I was just talking about how long he was sentenced for in jail. But let's see how this plays out.
So speaking of shedding light on situations, how do y'all feel about daylight savings time being permanent?
I wanted to know, is it this time going to be permanent or when it goes back and it gets dark at 5 o'clock? Because if it's this time, I think I can handle this daylight saving time, this right here. If they leave it like this, I'll be okay. Marcus?
I don't like change.
And it's okay to admit it.
I don't understand what the point of it is. I mean, keep everything rolling like it is. People are saying like people get longer time outside or something. No, not really, because if anybody knows, it's all about the street light, no matter what the time say. I don't like I said, I don't know what the difference is. I for that part, I just roll with that change because it's seasonal. You know, you roll with that change. But other than that, I don't understand what the problem is, what the issue is. I don't get it.
So can you believe it though? We have all of this stuff going on, especially with because of course McKenna left out the fact that the Congress passed this law. But can we talk about this $7.50 gas? Can we pass some kind of law that no matter what's going on, no matter what crime going on, no matter what, you just cannot raise the gas? Can we pass a law like that?
Can we pass that? Can we please pass something that's
Can we pass that?
It doesn't matter if it's 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I'm good, whatever time it is.
Right.
I'm fine with that. 7 o'clock.
Can we talk about the real thing? Can we talk about
$5 for premium gas per gallon?
But in some other states like California and those places, they paying about $9 now. Can we talk about meeting my deductible before I have surgery? Now you got to pay that up front. Can we pass some laws that you give me my life saving surgery and then I pay you like we always do, and the insurance pay what they paying, and then I can make an arrangement? Can we talk about something that instead of the daylight saving side? I mean, I'm talking about on the Congress side. I mean, we could talk about this all day long about daylight saving time, because in Jamaica, they don't have no daylight saving time. It get dark at 6 o'clock all year round and stay hot too. I'm just saying, can we talk about me not having to pay my deductible before I have surgery? Because see, before they used to bill you after the insurance pay. Now you have to pay.
They want their money
you gotta
right
pay
now.
it up front. So let's talk about other, for us working class folks that has these deductibles. Let's Congress, can we talk about the homeless people? Can we talk about that?
I mean, there's a lot of things that could be happening right about now, but I feel you, Tonya, on that medical situation. There used to be a time when you go in, you do a little pre-op and they give you a little form and they tell you, okay, you're going to owe about $750. How do you want to pay that now or later? Later, they send you a bill, payment plan, the end. Now, they want you to have your debit card ready
and available. And because I think when I was having my knee replacement, I had to pay either all or half. I told them half. I paid half and I was waiting for the other bill. Come to find out, honey, they had to send me back my money. See, they play too much. I'm just saying. And they took over a year to send that money back. So I don't agree with it. I'm so wrong. So Madonna said this is what happened when the gas comes from somewhere else. Kemp needs to suspend the gas tax permanently. If he want to stay off,
we're not out of gas yet. They even talked about America's not out of gas yet. We still have gas. It's just that when gas is connected to the global economy, and so because globally there's an impact, locally the companies are like, yeah, let's go ahead and raise it. It's not that we have a shortage, and they really could sell the gas that we currently have for the same price that they were selling it 3 weeks ago. They're only not selling it at the price it was 3 weeks ago because something is happening globally, and they're predicting in the future that there may be an impact to the supply. But it's not that their current supply is down. So really they don't have to, but they are doing it because they can.
I'm just saying, we trying to get back in the studio. We trying to do some other things. Now you have me sitting here thinking that I'm gonna have to start to learn how to ride a bike.
Hey, I'm already plotting on mine.
Man, I said, let me go on Amazon and see how much these prices are. I just get my needs together.
How about this? This is even so worse. I had to get some stuff from Walmart, right? Look, I even ordered a broom and had it delivered. Just so I wouldn't drive out there, y'all. I know. Don't because the vehicle that I drive, a V8, that's gonna probably be about $1 million in one. And I don't even make that. Okay, I don't even earn that. So I'm just saying. See, I'm saying the things that other people want to say, but they don't know how to say it. So I'm just gonna say it. I don't know about nobody else. But I ain't going too much out my way.
These parents who have to take their kids to basketball practice. And what is it? We're basketball, volleyball practice, football practice. They're already spending a half a tank of gas to work, and now I have to run you back and forth to practice. I think carpool is about to be reinstated for real. Like, what
carpool is going to get? You know what? This is the perfect time for me to go on and get a little Judah bus. You know that little Judah bus that they got in Jamaica and New York? Get me one. Look, it won't be $1 bus. It'd be a $3 bus.
That's fine.
I mean, I'll make some money. I didn't even think about it. I'm gonna call the DOT and find out how to get that license for that
Yeah.
tomorrow. Because I'm saying, but it's real talk though. Seriously, this guys. So for them to be in Congress, we paying them right now for what they doing, and you are talking about things that is really irrelevant right now. Daylight saving time, yeah, it don't matter if it stay or changes. However, let's talk about some other stuff. See, because right now I'm gonna say it on the radio because you know I buy things that I need, and I'm usually a person that don't buy things in ones. And I usually, I take my emergency, because I gotta stay, healthy and everything, and I've been buying that before this, pandemic and during the pandemic, and I bought it 2 months ago from Walmart for 13 something, and like I had bought it from another grocery store, and it was like $14.99. I was like, I'm gonna buy this from Walmart because it's less, 13 and change. So me, like I said, ordering my broom to get delivered. I'm online ordering my stuff. So I said, let me go on and get another 2 box of, my emergency Immune Plus because I need the Immune Plus. I went and I pulled it up, y'all. $16.99. It didn't go up $1. It sure didn't go up $2. It went up $3 whole. Girl, I sit back right there. Guess what? It came out of it didn't even go in my cart. I'm gonna start eating some orange for real. About 6 orange a day. I think I get enough vitamin C. You think so? Because this right here.
Get you some children's vitamins and just double up on it.
I'm just saying because I don't understand this. So for real, I need some food stamps, and they can't tell me that I make too much for it. I need some food stamps because see, if I get some food stamps, then I won't complain about the gas and I won't complain about buying my emergency. But I need some food stamps.
Right. I feel you. Real quick, y'all. About paying too much for stuff. We try to support Black business. And I was like, look, I had some other people that cut my grass. They weren't Black. And so they had a certain price. So I happened to see a gentleman in the neighborhood cutting grass. So I was like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, how much you charge? He said, let me look at your yard. Cool, bet. Go look at it. He came back with a quote of $100. I was like, I'm thinking, I don't live in no mansion, bro. You know what I mean?
You want a half an acre or 2 acres?
Right. Right. I ain't none of that. I ain't got no acres.
But you got a lot, huh?
You got no acres. You know what I mean?
He trimming trees and planting flowers? I mean, what else is happening around here?
Okay. So, right. So I was like, man, I really don't want to pay that $100. You saw how God be working. So maybe like 3 or 4 days later, my neighbor's getting her grass cut. So I go over there. So I'm like, hey, still Black man, keeping it Black. I say, so how much you charging for your yard? He said, let me go see your yard. Cool, bet, go see it. He go over there. He riding over in his riding lawnmower. He go over there. He quoted me $50. I said, look at God. $100 to $50. Bro called me the other day. Hey man, you still want your grass cut? You know what? Not right now. Let me get back with you.
He probably drove by and saw your grass cut up about that.
He got
that MG.
You got to learn, man. Look. I like to do business with my Black folk, but look, you can't be out here just charging these old.
Stop trying to beat me over the head. He thought you had some money. That's what it was. He looked at you.
Yeah, MG, you do. MG, yeah. You do. I mean, I see that money written all over your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? He probably like, yeah, that's that dude from Let's Gripe on the Powerhouse Radio. Yeah, that's that dude from the radio, 89.1. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. Walk around.
That's what he said. So he knew you on the radio. So he said, yeah, he got the change.
Well, he had the wrong one.
Look, tell him that we got things here doing. But yeah, there are people that overcharge on a lot of things, especially when it comes to Black people. We try to support them, and then they're saying that, oh, we wouldn't do this if it was another race or if it was a particular brand.
Tonya, I have an example. Do you remember when we used to go to the beauty shop and get our hair done? Back when we had perms and So you go to the new beautician. As soon as you walk into the new beautician, they kind of give you that look. What can I help you with today? Oh, I just need a touch up in the trim. Now you know that's supposed to be $55. We're talking about way back in yesterday. All right, that'll be $65 for you today. Okay. Now back when it was $55. I don't know what it is now because it's been a minute since I had a perm. But it's something like that. Like they charge you basically, they look at you and say, okay, I'm $65 for you now.
Yes, and it's true, Marcus, because okay, so you remember I was rocking my short haircut. I decided I wanted like a color in there. So I said, you know, I'm not gonna do it in the kitchen sink this time. I'm gonna go to the beautician. So I went in, being who I am, and I won't even lie. I don't think I was even dressed because, you know, I like sometimes I just like being in my sweats, and then there's times I like being in my jeans. And I walked in there and I'm like, cool, this right here, I ain't got no hair on my head. So this gonna be a $20 and, you know, I could drop a $10 tip. So me, who I am, I didn't even ask how much it was. I just need a little color and everything. So she did my hair, put the little thing on my scalp because that's what it was. Because you know how I wear my hair. My hair used to wear it low. So she did this and put it in, went on the dry, everything. So honey, when I finished, I could see the tint because, you know, it was no hair on my hair to really say that it was being colored. So I asked her, was she using a peroxide? She said a rinse. So I'm saying, okay. And then I said, okay. She was like, okay, just pay up at the front. I said, okay. And I said, how much? She said $40.
Wait, and she didn't even use peroxide? She used a tint? That's going to wash it out shampoo?
The one that washes out within maybe 4 to 6 weeks. When she said $40, I looked at her. And I looked at her and then I turned away.
Quarter of a bottle because you don't have any hair in your head.
No hair.
She did not use a half a bottle. The bottle
I said, okay, she probably charged. I said she probably charged me $20 and $20 tip. I said she had to put her tip in there. She had to. So when I went and paid, and I think I used my card, and the lady's like, she was like, yeah, and you can the register girl, and she said, oh, you can leave your you can put the tip right in there, or you're gonna leave it in cash. I said, no, it's in the price already. And I signed a receipt and I put right at the tip. Where the tip part go, I put a big 0 and a line through it. And I always write on my receipt, do not exceed $40. I never went back again. And I continued to do my rinse in my tub.
Somehow they knew you weren't coming back.
I said, did they really just put that? I said she had to charge me $20 for the rinse. And then she charged me $20 was the tip. It had to. There was no way that was $40. I had no hair on my head.
A $6.99 bottle of rinse.
McKenna, you knew I was adding all of that up, right?
I know you were. You did the math in your head. 15 minutes under the dryer is all you really needed. I mean, you probably sat for 30 just because she was busy, but you didn't have any hair for it to penetrate or saturate. So you could have done 15 minutes.
When I told Andra said, that's what you get. You should have asked what it was first. I said, okay, I took that for the team, but I won't take it again. So yes, you got to ask, like Marcus said, what he did was he got a quote. He didn't like it. So he got another one and he found something that he liked. So the moral to the story is sometimes we got to check around. No matter how you want to support your own kind, sometimes you got to still shop around. Because some people just in there to make that quick money. And then some people in there is to make a lifetime customer. That's and right. Me who do business, I am like that. I said it is better for quality than quantity. No, quantity. You see what I'm saying? Because you have all the customers. That $100 he going to get one time, Marcus. You could get it from 2 customers, but you coming back every week because you pay that $100. You might don't call him back for another 3 months. So that's what people don't understand. It's always about quality, not quantity. On that note, it's 7:59. We did that tonight. We talked about some things. Thank you so much for our listeners who was chatting with us, who was texting and having this conversation. We couldn't do it without you guys. So we cannot thank you so much enough every Wednesday joining us at the Powerhouse Radio. But remember, we're also on 89.1. We have other shows. So just go on the powerhouseradio.com website and you will be able to see all the listing of the shows that we have on the station. But remember, if you're in your car, you can tune into the Powerhouse Radio at 89.1. And we got a lot of programs coming on, y'all. So don't forget. So like, share, and subscribe to the Powerhouse Let's Gripe and the Powerhouse YouTube page. Again, this is Tonya.
This is McKenna.
And this is MG.
Y'all have a good
Tune
night.
in now. Have a good night, everyone.
You listen to the sounds of DJ Fourth Quarter in your ear right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, let's gripe, baby.
Driving home and
You're
you're feeling
in
kind of
tune to
tired.
the Powerhouse Radio,
play the same
linking
thing
the
every
world
day.
to
So
the
you need a
Caribbean.
little switch in your life. Traffic got you jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. Wednesday, 7 to 9, you need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hype, but one good listen tonight, it might change your life. So what's the name of the show? When you need something to just ride to on the go. Or you might be home, so log on. You can even dial in on your phone. I promise that you're gonna love it. Just try it one time, it'll blow your mind. Now I'ma say it just one more time. Every Wednesday from 7 to 9. Let's gripe. Let's gripe. Let's gripe. Let's gripe.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 W